What's going on, everyone? So yesterday was game one of the NBA Finals, and I'm really curious to see what the numbers were for this series. Now, I don't mind it. As a basketball fan, like Denver and Miami, I'm rooting for Miami. I want to see Jimmy Buckets win. I would not mind at all if Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic won. Fans of all of them. Like, it's great. It's great basketball. It's great to see, something different rather than, the typical norm. Yes, it's not the Lakers and the Celtics, which would have been the big prime time, the big box office game. That as a Laker fan, that's what I wanted. Obviously, many other people, I'm sure, wanted that. Even just people that aren't fans of either of those teams, but aren't fans of Miami or Denver, probably wanted the same thing. Because, you want the big marquee games. You want the big franchises in the finals. But it doesn't always work like that. That's the beauty of sports, right? It can be any team, any organization. You have a team in Miami that has won several NBA championships. You got a team in Denver who hasn't won any. And you got who is two-time MVP, arguably one of, if not the best player in the leagues. And he is on the cusp of winning an NBA championship after winning game one. Here's the problem, though. This game was terrible. I mean, like terrible. It was boring. It was extremely lopsided. And it just, I would love to see the numbers and the ratings for this. They are not out, at least at the time of recording this video. So maybe I will do a follow-up and update. Again, I love the story, right? Got Miami Heat, the underdog, the A seed, Jimmy Buckets, Jimmy Butler. Let's go, right? The guy has wheeled this team with like 7 undrafted players, has done the impossible, beat the #1 overall seed, beat the Boston Celtics, who were the 2 seed, and I believe had the second best record in the entire league. Both teams were heavy favorites to win the NBA championship. Miami ran through all of them. It was great. I love seeing it. Denver, on the other side, just basically ran through everybody. They beat Minnesota. They ended up playing the Phoenix Suns, who many people thought was going to be the next team. That was the team that was going to come out the Western Conference. Just ran through them and then played the Lakers and just swept the Lakers and ran through them and broke my heart. But still, it's like, man, this is such a good young team. You got a lot of players on them that you'd be rooting for. Let's go. As a basketball fan, I loved it. I love the story. I love the matchup. I'd love to see, like I said, Jimmy Buckets or the Joker win an NBA championship. And, it's always nice to see a team that has never won finally win. So it's like, okay, whoever wins, I don't have a dog in the fight. Let's go. But this literally looked like a JV team or a freshman team, call it a freshman team, playing a college team. It was bad, right? I mean, the Denver Nuggets only won by 11 points, but if you actually watch the game, it was boringly lopsided. Now, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo had a great game, right? 26 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 13 for 25 from the field. He was great in 40 minutes of play. Jimmy Butler, he's got to be better. 13 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. Filled up the stat sheets, but 6 of 14. He's got to average at least 20 plus in this series. Bam and Jimmy Butler are going to have to, both of them. Problem is that Denver's 2 stars are just so much better. They just are. They really are. It sucks, because I want this to be a competitive series. I just think Denver is going to run through them. I know it's only 1 game. I get that. It just was too easy for Denver. Way too easy for Denver. Now, again, Murray, 26, 6, and 10, 50% from the field, 11 to 22. He had a steal. Again, he outplayed, if you want to compare to stars, he outplayed Bam Adebayo, right? 26 points, he had 26 points. Bam had 13 rebounds, he had 6 rebounds. He had 10 assists, Bam had 5 assists. So, okay, let's call it a wash, right? So, Jamal Murray and them had a wash. Well, Nikola Jokic had 27 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists, triple-double, 1 block, a steal, only 2 turnovers, and 40 minutes. And you had Jimmy Butler again, 13, 7, and 7. It's not going to get it done. It's not. And look, a lot of Miami's role players that have been playing really well, right? Like Max Strus was 0 of 10, 0 of 9. You expect him to play better. Martin, right? He's been arguably their most consistent player throughout this entire playoff run for them. He was 1 of 7, only 3 points. So you had guys, Duncan Robinson is another one. He was 1 of 5, 1 of 6, something like that, with only like 3 points. So you had 3 of like your key guys that had really bad games. They just did. But you also had like Caldwell Pope, who didn't have the best game. You know guys like Porter Jr., he can play better. He had 14 points, yes. He had 14 and 13. But he was 2 of 11 from 3. He's a better three-point shooter than that. So there's guys on Denver that could play better too, is my point. And Denver just has the 2 better stars, right? Jokic he's all around better than Jimmy, as much as it pains me to say. And Jamal Murray, I think, is a better, more consistent guy than Bam Adebayo. Bam really just disappears at times. And again, I really wanted to see Miami win. I really love Jimmy Butler. He's kind of like the last of the dying breed. I don't see it. I don't. Again, this game was bad. I mean, bad. Start to finish, pretty much. It never really felt like Miami had a chance. Denver was just getting all the easy buckets, all the easy points. Miami is just outsized at every position. Again, it looks like a college team playing against freshmen, like a freshman high school team. Like literally, I don't think literally, like you look at them and it's like they look like kids next to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are just so much bigger, right? And look, the rebounding disparity wasn't huge, which was surprising because Miami, they team rebound, they go after it, they get it, they're hard-nosed, right? They're tough. They had 43 rebounds, 11 offensive. Denver had 45 rebounds, 6 offensive. And Miami shot 33% from 3, 13 of 39. Denver shot 30%, 8 of 27. And the difference was Denver just got whatever they wanted, And I know some people are going to look at the free throw disparity, right? Denver shot 20 free throws to Miami's 2. And yes, Miami should have shot more free throws, but there's also a big difference. And this is the same thing I talked about in all the Lakers series, right? One team was aggressive, attacked the basket, went to the rim, was getting a lot of interior buckets, and another team was just taking nothing but jump shots and threes. Literally. They shot 39 threes. They shot literally as many threes as they made field goals. They were 39 of 96. They shot like 40% of their baskets from three-point range. Where Denver took less shots, literally took 17 less shots, and still were beating them by like 24. They only took 27 threes. So you had Miami, who they literally took 12 more threes than the Denver Nuggets. That was a disparity. And even Bam Adebayo said, in his thing, like one team took a bunch of jump shots, the other team didn't. This was a clinic by Denver. And I don't see Miami being able to keep up. I don't. I think Denver goes up 2-0. I think Miami wins at least one in Miami, but they're not going to beat Denver in Denver. Denver's already played much better teams than Miami and has ran through all of them. So them winning in Denver I just don't see happening unless for whatever reason Miami just shoots insane, right? Maybe they shoot 43s and make 30 of them. Cool. Maybe something like that'll happen. But I don't know. After what we saw, the display we saw, I don't see Miami keeping up. I think they win at least one game. I think they'll win a game in Miami. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is a sweep. I really wouldn't. I mean, the Lakers got swept, and the Lakers, in my opinion, match up way better than Miami does. I think Boston, I think, would have matched up well against this team, but still, it's just, I think the series is already pretty much determined. Again, as a basketball fan, I hope not. As a basketball fan, I really do hope that I would love to see this go 7 games, right? The more basketball, the better. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep going, right? I'm sure the NBA would like this to go 7 games, right? To get the ratings and get as much as you can, especially in a series where, you know, not as many people are going to watch as if it was, say, the Lakers and the Heat, because that's like a bubble rematch, or the Celtics and the Nuggets, you know, or especially if it was the Lakers and the Celtics, that would have been the big box office draw. But again, as a basketball fan, I want to see it happen. I want to see this work out. I want to see this be a real competitive series. I don't want to see Miami just get ran through and we finish the series and it's like, all right, they won every game by 20. Like, that's what I don't want to see. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think, yeah, this was a boring game one? Because it really was. It was just boring. It was just like, the game was just, it was over. Like, one team was clearly better than the other by light years, way better than the other. Now, maybe Miami makes some adjustments and we get back to it. I just don't think Miami has the size and the personnel to match up. I just think Denver's going to just body them. But do you feel the same way? Do you not? Again, I'm rooting for Jimmy Buckets. I want to see Jimmy Butler win it. I really would. I just don't think it happens. But anyway, again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments.